welcome to We Don't Know Anything, episode 23.
Big 2-3, big 2-3.
We are excited to be back with you. Usually I sound a little stuffy, I feel like, because of the mic, but today I'm actually stuffy.
She's double stuffy.
I'm like, I feel like I haven't been sleeping as long as I should be and working a lot. And then I used to have an addiction to Afrin, which I think we've talked about on here.
I don't know if we've talked about that. People
basically,
have to know.
In high school, I didn't like to blow my nose.
Preach.
So I would instead just huff Afrin all the time, like all day long. And it would keep me from needing to blow my nose.
It like vaporizes the mucus, right? Or what does it do?
You're like it just breaks it up. Like you're supposed to blow your nose.
Oh, you still blow your nose?
Yeah. You're supposed to.
Oh, I thought it just goes and it's gone.
And so I did it all the time. And then I started to lose my sense of smell and taste. Pre-COVID, actually. I was ahead of my time.
Wow.
And I told my parents that, and they were like, it's the Afrin, like, you're not supposed to take
like,
it. It even says
back,
on it, like,
mama.
No more than, like, 3 sprays every 10 hours. And, like, there's a lot of rules. Like, don't use it more than 3 days consecutively.
It's that's like a thing. People get addicted to it.
Oh, yeah. And so I got very addicted to it. Couldn't breathe without it. My dad, literally one day I came home from school and he was sitting there and he was like, you need to empty out your bag. And I was like, what?
No way.
And they found like 3 bottles of Afrin in there.
Were you buying it on your own?
No, I was just like...
Grabbing it from home?
You know, when you go to like the grocery store with your parents, you just throw things in the cart.
Right.
So I just kept getting it. And
like,
they had to take it away from me and I had to like have this whole downward spiral of like needing to relearn how to blow my nose. Yeah.
I can't. My nose is so stuffy.
So I gave it up for a long time. And then like maybe last year I used it like once or twice. And today I used it, long story short, I used it today, but it makes me really sneezy now. So now I'm stuffy and sneezy.
It's like riding a bike, babe. Just keep doing it a little bit and you'll get locked back in.
That's true. I'm like the 7 dwarves. I'm like sneezy and
sleepy.
Stuffy.
Yeah, one of
sleepy.
the 2.
Yeah.
You're multiple. You're on any given day, you're sneezy, you're happy.
Thank you.
You're stuffy.
I like to think that too.
Let's go through them. Viewer, sneezy,
Doc,
dopey, happy,
angry,
angsty.
What's his name?
Grumpy.
You
guys say grumpy. Bashful.
Dopey.
I always forget bashful.
Did you say dopey?
Dopey.
Bashful.
Dopey's a dumbass, bro.
I think he has mental issues.
Sorry.
So last week we talked about water. It was one of my favorite episodes, you guys. I've been rewatching it and I really like it. But
she watches it every day.
I watch it every day. We talked about the Indus Valley and I just wanted to clarify that the Indus Valley is actually separate of Mesopotamia.
True.
They were 2 different locations that happened at the same time. So Mesopotamia was more Iraq Indus Valley was more, Iraq.
Should I look it up?
Indus Valley was more Pakistan vibes, locationally.
Very cool.
And then also we were looking up, because Slex had like this whole deep conundrum with like, why do we cry if it makes us vulnerable?
From an evolutionary standpoint,
And we couldn't really find it, but it is highly probable that cavemen did cry. So there's that.
Because of like the emotional
support
benefits. It's like almost, didn't you read it's like almost a way to connect and grow. So, but still, I even talked to my dad about this. My dad, who's a surgeon. Okay, the crying, I got it, the emotional side, but still, why is there water coming out of your eyes? Like, how is that beneficial from an evolutionary standpoint? We still don't know.
Google AI has no idea. So
there's probably an answer out there, but at the time of this recording, we still don't actually know.
Yeah.
Because my dad made a good point. In reality, okay, say you're crying because you just got shot by an arrow and now your vision is obstructed and you're all sniffly, so you're having trouble breathing, so maybe you can't run as fast when you're running from like your rival cavemen or whatever.
I literally totally get what they went through right now.
You're envisioning it. You're living it.
Well, I'm stuffy.
Oh, yeah. You are that caveman.
I'm the caveman.
Anyways, food for thought, viewers and listeners, but that's neither here nor there. But speaking of cavemen,
today we're talking. Wait.
That's good enough. Yeah. We probably can't play too much of it.
I wanted like the
Dinosaurs. No, you shouldn't play that much because we'll get flagged.
I know, but
literally.
I wanted the main one, the main part.
That was like the intro.
Yeah.
She played like the obscure like mid movie
Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park theme.
Yeah. We're talking dinosaurs today.
I love how you played like one of the minor ones.
It's like the slowest build ever. Oh well. It said Jurassic Park theme.
Oh,
so maybe it comes later.
Just the lead in. Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So we're gonna talk history of dinosaurs. I can already tell that I have to sneeze just as I'm saying this. So go ahead, read it.
We're talking history of dinosaurs. Elyse did a deep dig on this one, so let's check it out here.
Good dig.
She's a little archaeologist or paleontologist.
Yeah.
Like who?
Ross Geller.
Nice. They first appeared during the Triassic period, which was about 230 million years ago, and they evolved into a diverse group of reptiles that dominated the Earth for over 150 million years.
It's a long time, y'all.
A long time. Shout out dinos. Can I read the next?
Mm-hmm.
They were wiped out, as we know, by a mass extinction, likely an asteroid, 66 million years ago, at the end of the Cretaceous period. The periods don't mean that much to me. You know what I mean? It's hard, but it's just like...
Well, what's cool about it is that Pangea still existed. We'll go through the periods, like in what the only thing that I think is cool.
Which Pangea is
so
to our
obviously,
viewers.
Yeah, so obviously in 150 million years length, it wasn't just like, here's a T-Rex, here's a Triceratops. It was like the evolution of the dinosaurs that happened too. So you didn't have each of the dinosaurs for all of the years.
They didn't coexist at the same time sometimes.
Some of them, yeah.
Yeah.
Which I always just think like, oh, it was some years, we had all the dinosaurs, good to go. But it was actually like, these started out, then these, and then these, you know?
Well, that's because it's like presented that way in like movies in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's nice to have, when it comes to dinosaurs, in my opinion, it's nice to have it wrapped in a nice little package where it's just like, yeah, because it's like, again, I appreciate the history, obviously, and I'm excited to read about this, but like, I'd rather have a T-Rex fighting a Stegosaurus in Jurassic Park than be like, oh, well, technically they didn't exist at the same time.
Well,
you know what I mean?
But in Jurassic Park,
it doesn't matter because they brought them back.
Brought back whatever they wanted.
The science is real. The science is it's sound.
Legit.
It's sound.
So we start with the Triassic period, which was 252 to 201 million years ago.
There we go.
So that it lasted for 51 million years. Crazy.
Long time. Yeah.
Yeah. On Pangea, for those of you who don't remember, was when all of the continents were just one massive mega continent connected.
Yeah, allegedly.
Like
there's
Pangea.
like evidence that it all split and kind of moved away due to like...
Because they can find like plant fragments and like animal fragments and whatever on different countries that originated somewhere else, and they didn't have the technology to like take a boat over to a different continent or whatever. They were walking.
Yeah. I mean, a lot can happen in hundreds of millions of years, so that tracks.
Yeah.
I'd be down with that. Let's see. Oh yeah, continue.
This was the dinosaurs were coexisting with other reptiles, and the climate was hot and dry.
And by other reptiles, you mean like gators and...
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Ooh, I'm excited. I'm amped.
Good.
Pangea was first torn apart when a three-pronged fissure grew between Africa, South America, and North America. Very cool. Magma welled up, through the weakness in the crust, creating a volcanic rift zone. And when the volcanic eruption spewed ash and volcanic debris across the landscape, continent-sized fragments of Pangea diverged.
So, like, re-say that in your own words, because I feel like when you're reading, it's just kind of like...
That made sense to me. There was a rift that split between what is now...
Like, act it out, kind of.
Here's Africa, here's South America, here's North America, and there was a fissure, aka like a crack that started splitting them apart, and then magma came up. Yeah, magma came up and created like more pressure and started to push them apart. And over time, this wasn't like in a day. I picture it in one day, and we're all good. This is millions of years. They started to drift apart due to continental drift, and eventually became what is the present day configuration of Earth.
Yeah, very good.
Thank you.
So then we have Jurassic period, which was 201 to 145 million years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Dinosaurs diversified, as we talked about, and became the dominant terrestrial vertebrates.
Vertebrates.
Pangea started to break apart, leading to changes in climate and ecosystems. So this is kind of when what Slex was just talking about, the pronged fissure started to really like pop off.
Pangea started to break apart, leading to... Yeah.
That would be a good band name. Pronged fissure.
The Pronged Fissures. It's probably a band. Should I go? Oh, it's called Pangea and the Pronged Fissures.
Nice.
That's the band. That's the band name.
Take it, you guys. We won't even charge you.
The Cretaceous period was from 145 to 66 million years ago. During this time, continents continued to drift apart and the climate remained warm. Interesting.
And this is where we lose our dino friends. So the thought is that the asteroid hit and vapor...
The steroid?
Another...
Elyse wrote steroid.
I think I just write words wrong because I'm typing quick and then my phone autocorrects them to what it thinks, usually.
Yeah.
It's not.
Definitely.
So the thought is that the asteroid hit and vaporized, causing dust to land all over the planet, creating a blackout. But it wasn't a total blackout. It was just enough to block the sun. So the plants that were growing no longer grew. Think back to Interstellar, where present day, future day, present day, all the crops are dying because of the dust bowl that they keep having.
I never knew that. I thought it was just impact, explosion, everyone dead.
Same.
So any remaining organisms, or most of them, ended up dying over time because of the lack of food.
Literally, the circle of life died off.
It's crazy.
Because the plant life died, so the herbivores died. Herbivores? Herbivores.
I think if you're in the UK, you say herbivores.
But the herbivores died off.
Herbivores.
And then, leading up to the dinosaurs, which is really sad that they all just slowly couldn't see anything and slowly starved. That's the truth of it.
Really sad.
They really do make it seem like hit, blast, dead. But
right.
Apparently, we've identified the crater. They say that it's buried at the sea floor off of the coast of Mexico, and it's the exact same age as the extinction of the non-bird dinosaurs, which can be tracked in the rock record around the world. It feels a bit moon landing to me, where it just kind of fits the narrative, where they're like, this crater is the exact age of the dinosaur age that we're assuming we know. There's a lot of kind of pushing the puzzle piece into the puzzle if it doesn't fit.
I don't know. That's pretty good. I'm sure they've done tons of research and searching. If they found the massive, massive crater that looks like it was created by impact and somehow are able to carbon date it, I mean, they're pretty damn good at it these days. I feel like I can get with it. No? You're not buying it? It's too moon landing for you?
I'm just kind of staying skeptical about it.
Fair.
Now that I'm learning it wasn't just a full-on blast, it was a long situation. I don't know.
The funny thing is, the full-on blast, like a one-and-done slam, seems more far-fetched than choice B.
That's true.
Because if something's so massive that it almost took out the whole world,
it'd be like a chunk out of the planet.
Yeah, the residual dust, it'd be insane.
Well, and here's this too. Did it come from the sky, blast through the earth to the water, and then it ended up in the coast of Mexico? Because here's my question.
Talk to me.
If it created all this dust, it wouldn't have hit ocean, it would have hit earth.
I don't know.
But it's now in the base of the depths of the ocean.
Well, there's a lot of moving. Like, that could have been land way back when. That's tough to say.
I did ask if a bunch of land broke off when Pangea broke apart, and it said no.
What do you mean? I feel like it's two different things.
It is two different things, but
it could be just that, like, over time, things melt, things shift. Maybe that you hear that all the time, that something used to be land and now it's flooded with water. I think that's believable.
I'm just saying. Also, massive asteroid hits, dust, but if we're already broken up into our different continents at this point, wouldn't it only affect the continent that it hit? So if it was Mexico, it would affect like North and South America.
No, that's the point.
But why did everything in Africa die?
That's the point. It was so vast. It's hard to like fathom how big it was that it took over the whole girls.
I'm just saying.
It took over the whole
devil's advocate.
World. And think about this. I'm no like physics guy or chemistry guy, but like you have the ozone, so like a lot of it's going to stay contained, right? And maybe it just over time it disperses. So like it kind of disperses from the source. I don't know.
Maybe not though.
She's a paleontologist skeptic. Wow.
I'm an asteroid skeptic.
She's a thinker.
I think deeply. Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. It makes me intrigued, and it makes me honestly want to give up all my aspirations to do music and kind of focus, kind of zero in on paleontology.
You should.
TBH.
Yeah, you should.
Wouldn't that be sick if we just did like an insane 180 and just kind of went down the paleontology route?
I probably wouldn't do that.
You could do like dinosaur themed yoga flows, dinosaur digs.
Cool.
Would you go on a dinosaur dig?
I really want to do, no, I don't think so. But I want to go on like a trip where you can find rocks that when you crack into them, they're like precious gems
like
and stones. Not even geodes, like legit, like ruby or something. Is that a
thing? I'm sure that's a thing.
It's got to be a thing.
That would be fun.
I know. So if you know
like
about it,
like a geology excursion or something.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I'd be into that.
Okay. So
next,
if you haven't heard, dinosaurs are giant birds. So
listen up.
Birds or nah is the next section. And so we have theropods, which were a branch of dinosaurs, had feathers. The T-Rex likely had a mix of scales and sparse feather-like structures.
No, I've heard this multiple times now, but it's like, it's so funny how it's just like drilled into our heads, like with Jurassic Park and stuff. And we're back that like, you think feathers on a T-Rex, it's like, no, thank you.
I know. So silly.
But hey.
Like its little arms have little like chicken
It almost
legs.
makes them, you said it makes them cuter because it gives them like fur.
Yeah.
Okay, continue.
So there's a division of dinosaurs that are based on the arrangement of the hips. There's Saurischia and Ornithischia.
Who's the jackasses that decided to give all the dinosaur terminology, like the hardest words of all time?
I know.
Well, Saurischia, that's not bad. And then Ornithischia.
They both seem like they'd be out of Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
You know?
Saurischia.
So birds are descendants of small theropod dinosaurs, Saurischians.
Sure.
They actually had lizard hips, which is interesting.
You never think about a lizard's hips. I gotta be honest. Now I'm gonna start. There's lizards everywhere in Florida. I'm gonna start looking at lizard hips.
They're like wide and they
Oh, that's true. They're like Kiwi's hips.
Yeah.
Our dog Kiwi has the widest hips.
He really does.
Anyways, I keep cutting you off. Go.
And so why this is interesting is that the two different types of arrangement of hips, so the division of dinosaurs, the main one, is either lizard hips or bird hips. So bird hips are more straight, and they walk the way that they walk, versus lizards are more out and they're splayed and they walk kind of outward. But birds, actually, our present day birds are descendants of the lizard hip groupings, because overall the convergent evolution turned into birds. And this included like T-Rex, raptors, Brontosaurus, etc. Then
no. Sorry.
Then we have ornithischians, which were the bird hips, so more closed hips, and that's going to be Stegosaurus, Ceratops, Ornithopods, Ankylosaurs, etc.
Interesting. So you found out that like obviously there's other like subgenres, but the primary kind of like distinction is bird or lizard hips.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I never knew that. Comment below. Do you like lizard hips or bird hips better?
Yeah. Let's build teams.
Which hips don't lie?
And then pterodactyls, they don't consider dinosaurs at all, but instead are flying reptiles.
My jaw
so all
hit the ground.
Dinosaurs are reptiles, but pterodactyls are not dinosaurs.
Because they don't have those types of hips.
I guess.
I wonder.
And pterodactyl is just like an umbrella for like a lot of different, it's not really one type of dinosaur. Like a pterodactyl is like all these different types.
Are they all flying?
Like a dog.
Yeah. Are all pterodactyls flyers?
Yeah.
But there's like tons of different.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine being back there. It's like, I was just joking with Elyse the other day. They have another Jurassic World coming out. And it's like, again, it's like humans never learn. But it's like, if you had the capability to do something like that, you'd be tempted.
It's all about money.
Well, I'm not even saying money. It seems so crazy that these creatures like lived at one point.
Haven't they talked about bringing back woolly mammoths like in our our lifetime?
We don't need a woolly mammoth.
No.
Just glue fur onto an elephant.
Yeah. Literally. So that's our birds or nah section.
Birds or nah. And what's the question is yes and no.
Yes and no.
Nice.
Yeah. Where in the world? So I'm not going to go through all of the continents because that's a lot of dinosaurs and that's a lot of places. So instead, America, because we're here, had Triceratops, T-Rex, and Stegosaurus.
That rocks.
Which are all the best ones, really.
Where have they found them? Do you know? I love asking. If it's not on the sheet, Elyse didn't look it up. And in her defense, it's how freaking much is she going to research? So I just love asking her questions. I know she might not know.
Thank you. We also had crocodiles and alligators alive during the dinosaurs. So crocodiles are from 200 million years ago and alligators are from 37 million years ago.
They just look ancient.
They do. They move ancient. They look ancient.
Like, even young ones, it's like you could just say they're like armor and they're like, they're low to the ground. You could just tell they've been through shit. They've done the thing.
Have bird hips or no, lizard hips.
Lizard hips.
Yeah.
So are crocodiles, they technically, if they lived back then, would they be called dinosaurs or not even? It's a whole separate thing.
They looked different. They had dog legs. They looked like freaking scary.
Oh, they stood up higher.
More raised and like
faster probably.
Ooh, yeah.
I wonder if they evolved down lower because why?
They didn't need to be higher anymore. There you go.
There you have it.
Heard it here first.
I love it.
Other animals that were alive when dinosaurs were.
Ooh, sharks. Another. The megalodon was real, which was that massive shark. You see the big like jaws. we've all seen it. The massive skeleton. You know what I mean? Another one. I'm not surprised they've been around. They just look like weathered. They've like done the damn thing. They're crazy.
And they're all like angry.
They look angry. Yeah, because they're like
been through it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Did you know sharks don't have bones?
They just have.
They're all cartilage.
Huh.
I'm pretty sure. Is that a lie?
I think you're right. That sounds right.
I think that's a thing.
I think I've heard that.
I think that's a thing.
Yeah.
Bees evolved from wasps that were carnivorous. Elyse was showing me pictures, and they're like meat eating, like big wasps.
Dead meat.
Yeah, they were like scavengers,
killing people. But yeah,
they were scavengers. They were
vulture bees.
They're still wasps. A thing.
Yeah, and vulture wasps are a thing
in the rainforests in like Brazil. Lobsters again. It all like tracks.
Yeah,
lobsters are like alien critters. Predated dinosaurs with 6 long claws and 4 eyes. Creepy.
Yeah, you forgot one on top of that.
The horseshoe crab. Horseshoe crab are so cool. Cockroaches. They've been living since the beginning.
Yuck, dude. Of course they've survived through hundreds of millions of years,
Yeah. Duck-billed platypi, which is awesome. What crazy critters. Weren't we just talking about duck-billed platypi?
We saw a video.
About how they're like...
They shouldn't even be like real.
They're the craziest like hybrid animal. Like, that like they're the only mammals that lay eggs, but they're categorized as a mammal because of they feed what are the categories for a mammal? They produce and feed their young milk. They're warm-blooded. I forget what else, but they're mammals that lay eggs, and they have venomous claws, and it's like
they're like blind. And
can only hear. Yeah. They're aren't they blind when they're underwater or something like that?
Yeah.
And they're like beaver ducks. They're
very cool looking.
They're very cool looking, but don't mess with a platypus.
No.
Turtles, heck yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And snakes again.
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so.
Oh no.
Now we're gonna play a game. Our favorite thing to do on here. How well do you know your dinos? Slex Allen. So I'm coming at him. He came at me with the water last week. I'm coming at him.
She's coming in
with
hot.
Some questions, and we'll see if he knows his shit. Okay.
Hit me.
You ready?
How well do you know your dinos? Yes, I'm ready. Do I write it? Am I writing it or not even?
I didn't write the first question. I just wrote the answers.
Is it off the dome?
No. So
are the questions on mine?
That one.
You want to look?
No. Okay, we'll go back. Maybe it'll come to me. True or false?
Okay.
Some dinosaurs were the size of turkeys.
True.
Very good. Next. Yes. Starting easy. How did Stegosaurus protect itself from enemies?
Its tail. It would swing its tail.
Yes, it's spiky tail.
Spiky tail.
Looking for spiky tail, but yes, I'll give it to you.
Come on.
Very good. How fast did T-Rex run? 1 to 3 miles per hour, 5 to 10 miles per hour, 12 to 25 miles per hour, or 30 to 45 miles per hour?
First of all, how the hell would they know this? But let's just pretend like we do know. Choice D's a little ambitious. Let's go with C.
Yes.
Nice.
12 to 25 miles per hour.
That's pretty fast.
That's very fast.
If you were on foot, you'd be screwed. But if you were on a bike, you could, like a bicycle, you could stand a chance.
Totally. True or false? A Stegosaurus was taller than a T-Rex.
Wow. I feel like that's like a trick question. True.
False. That's why I did it.
Damn it. You knew I'd be in my head.
But close. Stegosaurus were 15 feet tall and 30 feet long.
Imagine that
Crazy.
Shit. They're so big.
Or roughly the size of a London bus. I know. A T-Rex was 40 feet
tall,
long, and 15 to 20 feet tall.
Wow. That's huge too.
Yeah. Because its tail was so long.
You got me wanting to watch Jurassic. Let's watch Jurassic Park after this, please.
That's crazy, right?
It's insane. Imagine just being face to face. Like, The only comparable things now, I guess, are literally like in the animal world are like bears and like big cats. I guess like great white sharks, maybe anacondas, but like there's nothing. Oh, elephants. But I'm talking predators. We're talking predators. There's nothing even remotely close to that.
Yeah.
In the wild. I guess rhinos and hippos. There's some animals that'll jack you up that are big, but yeah, that's crazy.
Big, yeah.
Not that
Elephants
big.
are pretty big.
Yeah, I mean, you die in 1 second if an elephant wanted to stomp you.
Oh yeah. Okay, I got it. Ready?
Okay.
Which continent have they found the most fossils? Antarctica, North America, Africa, or Asia?
Oh, I feel like I picture Sam Neill and Laura Dern at their dig in the beginning of Jurassic Park. Africa?
Bah.
Asia?
No.
Antarctica?
No.
North America?
Yes.
What?
Uh-huh.
In like the desert?
I don't know. Somewhere.
I always pictured desert. I feel like even though that's silly because they're probably all over, I don't picture them being in like Boston finding like like that's a Stegosaurus skeleton. I don't know though. Where have dinosaurs been found? Comment below.
Comment below. So yeah, that's your quiz.
I love it.
You got 1, 2, 3 out of 5.
That's a horrible.
It's not that good.
What's percentage is that? So that's 3/5. 3 divided by. Oh, I suck at that. Is that like a 60% or something, or 70?
What percent is 3 out of 5? 3 divided by 5. 60. It's a fail.
That's a fail. That's a horrible.
So you don't know your dinos is what that tells us.
How about that horse shit when you would have pop quizzes back in high school and shit, and it would be like 5 questions, and if you got like one wrong, you're screwed.
You're in deep water.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
Like teachers do better.
I mean, honestly, they're all like 20. Like looking back, it's like we thought that they were so old. They were like younger than us. And if I had a bunch of kids and I knew they weren't paying attention, I probably also would be like, okay, you're not paying attention? Well, here's 5 questions that I just thought of right now while I was sitting here. Tell me the answers. Go for it.
I'd probably do some like revenge quizzes.
100%.
Yeah.
Or when you find out that all of your teachers were probably hungover when they were doing movie days, you were just so pumped as a kid to have a movie day, but it's just because your teacher like can't handle being alive.
Movie days rocked, but sometimes it was even worse if it was like a boring documentary.
Usually it was. Yeah.
And I love a documentary, but the ones at school, like the old ones, were so bad. Yeah. You know, like the history ones that were about Aaron Burr and like what's a boring person out of history?
Well, like airplanes, the creation of airplanes.
The creation of airplanes. Like, come on. Yeah. Who am I thinking of? Not Ben Franklin. Who was one of the presidents? Oh, like Tyler. Something Tyler? James Tyler? Come on. Who's the president?
I'll tell you, this documentary might be boring,
with
but
last name Tyler.
This segment is also getting boring.
John Tyler. I had my mind set on. I wanted to drop that joke. Yeah.
I don't know any president that isn't like Lincoln.
That's all you need to know.
Or Teddy.
Lincoln.
JFK.
Calvin Coolidge. Let's talk.
I probably could get there, but he wouldn't be one of my top picks.
I always remember it because his last name's Coolidge. Calvin Coolidge was the coolest. All right.
Okay. So now we're going to talk dinosaurs and pop culture.
Can I look now?
Yes, you may look.
Who's my favorite part?
We got Barney. All right.
Let's talk Barney.
I grew up with Barney. I loved Barney. Mm-hmm. We had a Barney baby doll and BJ.
Yes,
plush.
The yellow guy. And who was the little girl? The little girl dino.
Baby Bop.
Baby Bop. How cute.
She was green. She was like a Stegosaurus.
I thought she was green, but with a purple belly.
Yeah. And then Barney
was purple.
Was a T-Rex. And then BJ was like the
one with like the beak.
Raptor or something.
No. She was a Triceratops, right?
Yeah.
What was BJ? Comment below. We used to. We're doing good with time.
BJ.
I used to low key like Barney, and then later on,
cute. What kind is he?
Oh, he was so cute.
Here's BJ.
Here's BJ. Me and my friend used to Barney used to always be the butt of our jokes. Like when I was in like elementary school, we used to. I feel like he had a toy Barney that we would like throw around and be like idiots with, the classic little boy thing.
Yeah.
So, apologies to Barney for all those years of torment to that little Barney doll. But overall, Barney slapped.
Barney slapped. He's a protoceratops.
I should have known that. That's so funny. Oh, he's Baby Bob's older brother.
Yeah,
okay.
Of course.
Very cool.
Of course. Okay, then we have Jurassic Park, which we've spoken on.
Yeah, we keep bringing it up. I mean, I feel like it set the groundwork for dinosaurs in movies, first of all.
We're back.
We're back, only wishes. It was freaking Jurassic Park.
I'm sure that, yeah.
Yeah, Jurassic Park is a masterpiece. It's amazing. And I don't even give a shit that they weren't like accurate. Like they were designed to be terrifying and like insane.
Yeah.
Thoughts on Jurassic Park?
Yeah, I've seen clips of the other ones. I've seen number 1 and probably number 2.
Number 2's good.
And I like number 1.
Number 1's the best, of course. I've seen 1, 2, 3. I've seen Jurassic World. I started watching the second. And then there's like a third. I think there's a fourth one coming out of the new iterations.
Yeah.
Just like, ugh.
I've seen the first one a few times with Chris Pratt. I just feel like it makes me sad because like.
Oh, you're talking about the first of the new ones.
Yeah, the new ones. I feel bad because it just feels like animals and like humans just trying to like use animals for like wealth. And I don't like that, even if it's a dinosaur.
Well, I think that's the whole point. Like it is like I think when Michael Crichton originally wrote it, it is like a commentary on humans exploiting things for monetary gain. In this case, being a living creature, Yeah.
Deep.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No,
go ahead.
And it's like the ultimate, it's like the classic, like man gets what's coming to them or, mankind, whatever. Like you sowed your own seeds and now this product you created to make money is killing you, know?
Totally.
It's kind of that's like there's a terminology in theater, cruel irony. Let's just go with that. Comment below. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Whatever. Anyways, next.
Godzilla.
Godzilla's legit. The new franchise of Godzilla. He's
more a dragon, right? Or is he?
I think he's like a dragon. But he's like dinosaur dragon vibes. He's like a mythological beast, we could say. I think it wasn't an overall good movie, but did you ever watch the Godzilla with Matthew Broderick? It came out in like maybe like 98.
No.
I loved it. And there was a soundtrack with like a P. Diddy song that I loved.
Oh.
Not anymore. But back then I liked it.
Yeah, too soon. We have Yoshi, who you love.
Love Yoshi. Such a cute character.
Do a sound.
Russell. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I used to, Yoshi's in so many games. Mario Kart, Super Mario, etc. I loved Yoshi's Story, which is for Nintendo 64. So like you've played it before, right? With me? So like beautifully like animated, and it's like in Yoshi's like this like magical world, and it's like, yeah, you can die, but like when you die, he's cute. You know what I mean? It's just like so cute. Yoshi's Story. It's so sick.
Love that. We got the Flintstones, which I loved the Flintstones. That was like our movie that
with
we
John
watched.
Goodman.
Of course, it was a cartoon before that, but we would always watch the Flintstones when we would go to my grandma's to sleep over, and like when Halle Berry's all like hot.
Was she Just like the hot girl. Was she married to one of them?
No, the boss, they want to use Flintstone to like corrupt the company and stuff. Corruption in the company through Flintstone because he's an idiot.
Oh, they're trying to like pin it on him?
Yeah. And so they stick her on him to like flirt and get him to like do whatever they want.
Oh, so she's bad too?
No, in the end she's good.
But they kind of use her.
Yeah, she kind of realizes that they're bad.
Damn, there's like crime and espionage in this. I saw it like once. I think I saw it in the drive-thru years ago.
They have Dino as their dog.
Dino's cute. Who are the wives? It's Rosie O'Donnell and...
I don't know. I can picture her, but I don't know who she is.
And Rick Moranis is Barney. Barney. Yeah.
Then we have The Land Before Time, which was with Littlefoot and... Ducky. I liked that when I was really young, really, really young, but I haven't watched it since. I didn't like grow up with it with nostalgia or anything.
I know my brother like chugged the first one. Bert, if you hit me up and confirm that. And I got into it too. And then we were actually, there was like a few. They went through like Land Before Time 5 or 6. I actually messed with a few of them. Remember the one with Chomper? Yeah. The like little T-Rex that they raise, and everyone's freaking out because he's a meat eater, but ends up, they raise him and he's a nice meat eater.
Cute.
Yeah. Very good.
The Good Dinosaur, you guys, is like a newer one from
Pixar,
and it's so sweet. Like a little boy gets lost from his family, which actually isn't technically timeline wise, it's not actually scientifically accurate, but whatever.
What, that a little brontosaurus gets lost from their family?
No, a little boy gets lost.
What do you mean?
Right?
A human boy.
Yeah,
good call.
A human boy and a little dinosaur become friends because they're both lost.
Yeah, it's totally not chronologically right.
And then they go and like find each other's families basically, but it's so cute.
I feel like there's these Pixar movies that come out, and just because they don't get like, they're not like this generation defining movie, like, whatever, like Frozen or whatever, they get like, no, they just sneak under the radar. And I remember it was over COVID, we watched The Good Dinosaur and we're like, oh my God, this is adorable.
You cry the whole time, but it was very cute. Yeah.
So The Good Dinosaur, check that out.
And then we have We're Back, which was like growing up in the 90s. That was like a staple. I loved that movie.
Another good John Goodman movie.
Oh, yeah.
He plays the main guy, Rex.
Yeah. And it's like a cartoon of like, they're in like a parade in the zoo and stuff.
Yeah, there's the whole concept is that there's like a guy with a time machine that brings, it's like two brothers that are like masterminds, and one's good, one's bad. And the one brother wants to get them from prehistoric time and bring them back and use them as weapons pretty much. And then the other one wants to have them be, good dinos and be compassionate toward them. And and they become like talking dinosaurs, and it's like a vibe. And they do like a parade through New York and stuff.
Remember the one time, like the big turning point is that they get back to their prehistoric, like,
they turn them into like, and they're mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was scary.
It was scary.
Wow. I don't even know which one I want to watch tonight. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, all of them. And then Rex from Toy Story is the last one that we have on here. Oh no, Dinosaurs.
Well, there's two. There's Dinosaurs, which was that god awful.
The show, you guys remember the show with the baby that was like so annoying? And would
I'm the baby, gotta love me.
Sit in his chair and just like make a mess. And then it was mom and dad, and the dad like had to like punch his card when he went to work.
Yeah, he was like a blue collar worker.
And then like the teen brother who was like sick in like a varsity jacket.
Yeah.
And the cool sister who wore like a high pony.
Yeah, she was hot.
She was so cool.
I remember the only episode I remember, I like barely remember the show. The brother like was, because he would like work out and he was trying to get jacked too. I think he was trying to impress a girl. And he was like, someone was selling him. They were like these little like critters, but it was like almost like a performance enhancing drug. So he would eat these little like ball shaped critters that would like help him get like jacked. But it was like, He was doing it on the low key.
Drugs.
Yeah.
Steroids, it was like steroids.
It was literally like I think it was like a public service announcement in certain ways to like not use performance enhancing drugs,
so
which is hilarious.
I actually did really like that show when it was out.
Yeah, maybe I'll take it back. We need to try it out again. Was it Disney? Can we find it?
It's on there. Yeah.
No.
I've seen it, yeah.
We should check it out.
Let's watch that tonight.
And lastly, honorable mention, Disney's Dinosaur. That one too. It was right on the cusp when like the like 3D CGI animation was starting to develop. And I think it's legit. I've always liked it.
I didn't really watch it much, but I did have the hand puppet from McDonald's.
Oh, yeah. They did a hard push with hand puppets during that time. That is such a funny throwback.
I did see it once, but I like didn't attach to it at all.
Remember how it's like it's so different now, but when we were kids, the Happy Meal promos were so legit.
So sick.
Remember the Disney Cup promos they did with like Pocahontas? It had all the classic movies on it, and they were like really nice cups.
That's smart because you would have to collect.
Bless you.
Thank you. All of them. So you would go. As a kid, I always wanted to go to McDonald's just to get the Happy Meal. They had like Polly Pockets, like legit, like the big size Polly Pockets.
Oh, yeah. And the beanies, the teeny beanies. Oh my! Now that was next level. That was next level.
Oh yeah.
People would be like at each other's throats trying to get like the flamingo Beanie Baby.
Yeah.
Good times, y'all.
Good times. And then Rex from Toy Story.
Great character.
Arguably the best.
He plays who's that actor? He's like the neurotic, always nervous.
Princess Bride, right?
Oh, is it the guy who says inconceivable?
I feel like maybe not though.
Maybe you're right. I can't picture his voice. Comment below who plays Rex.
Okay,
right.
So now we're gonna play our. Now we're gonna play our favorite game.
No, now we're gonna play a game. Our favorite game.
Now we're going to play a game, our favorite game.
How well do you know your partner? Or as we like to call it, HWPYKYP. Not bad.
That's the best so far.
Damn. How do we not know this by episode 23?
Okay, so we're going to
practice it every day.
We're going to practice it every day when we wake up. What is Slex's favorite dinosaur out of all of them?
You already know this, sweet cheeks. Can it be like a character or like generic dino?
Generic. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Velociraptor.
Nice, you knew it.
I didn't know that.
The Velociraptors in Jurassic Park are just like next freaking level, dude. And it's like, I was talking to my homie Chris. Shout out Chris Melvin if you're watching this, bro. That scene that the two kids are. If you haven't seen this, kind of spoiler alert, but please watch it. The scene where the two kids are running or hiding in the kitchen. And the raptors are like walking the rows. It's a horror. It's a horror scene. And that kind of makes that movie like kind of multi-genre. And I just got mad respect for raptors in general and the writers of Jurassic Park, the screenplay writers.
It all comes back to Jurassic Park.
I know Spielberg directed it. Did he have a part in the screenplay? Let me just look this up really quick. This is important to me. Who wrote the screenplay for Jurassic Park?
I found two. Michael Crichton and David Cope.
Obviously Michael Crichton, because it's based off his book, and he co-wrote it with David Cope.
All right.
Very cool.
Next.
What
is my favorite famous dinosaur? So now we're going pop culture. What's my favorite one?
That's a hard one. There's some good ones. Yoshi might be up there for me. But anyways, this isn't about me. Wait.
To be honest, I don't really have a favorite to dinosaur, so this is just the one that currently I'm thinking this could be my favorite.
You know what? I'm gonna. I had one and I was gonna change it, but I'm gonna stick with it. Ready?
3, 2, 1.
Dino.
I was gonna put Dino, so I'll give that to you. But I put the teenage boy on dinosaurs.
You like him so much you don't remember his name.
No idea. I was gonna put Dino, so you can have that.
Dino is so cute.
Dino's so cute. Okay. Next. How?
Honestly, wait, sorry. Side note. Shout out Flintstones for like, obviously the live action's fun, but like the whole concept, wasn't that from like the 60s? And like doing like all these prehistoric things, but trying to like juxtapose them on like modern functions. Yeah. So fun. Such a fun idea.
That was about the same time as the Jetsons, which was like way in the future. So it's cool that they kind of went.
It was like the
directions.
opposite. Yeah. Okay.
How would Slex survive during the dinosaur times? So let's say he's just like a man out there. Like, how is he going to survive from all the elements that are going to kill him?
Yeah. This would be a multi-step process, of course, but I'm going to just say like the primary important step to my success in the wild in prehistoric times. Okay.
I don't know if you've noticed, but our koozies have a baby sprout and a roo on them. So cute.
How cute.
3,
right,
2, 1. Cave dweller. Befriend a triceratops. How would you do that?
You know, I don't know how I do it, but think about it. If I can somehow like win over one docile big dinosaur with kindness and team up with them, they can protect me. I can help them forage. It can be a symbiotic relationship, and we can kind of fend off, you know, any baddies.
Okay.
Not bad, right?
Good one.
We could live in a cave together, me and the Triceratops.
True.
So
I was thinking more like hiding in a cave. So I guess same.
No, I wouldn't.
If it's like a docile Triceratops.
Yeah, but they're badass. The only reason I just want some type of like insert docile dino here. I just want a Triceratops because it seems like they'd be easier to sit on. They have that little like notch over their necks.
Yeah.
And obviously they're deadly with their horns.
Yeah.
Like a rhino. They're like the OG rhino.
Okay, what pose would Elyse be fossilized in? So what pose am I in the most, really?
This is my question. I'm taking credit for this. I feel like I picture like it's the apocalypse is happening now. Elyse knows it's happening, so she's like, "Oh, I want to be in a mindful position for when people in the future uncover me." That's what I'm thinking.
I feel like he's gonna make it really epic. 3, 2, 1. Sleeping.
I pictured you like in like kind of like an Om. What's that position called when you're just cross-legged? Meditation position.
Wow.
Uh-oh. All this talk of dinos, she forgets her all of her Sukhasana.
Yeah.
Sleeping would be cute. You're just curled up.
Not even curled up. I would just be like,
flat?
The world's ending. I'm gonna just go to sleep, and I would just
fair enough
sleep out. Maybe with like an eye mask on, just like totally passed out.
Nice.
To death.
The eye mask is fossilized onto your face.
Yeah. All right, you guys.
Wow.
Well, that is our dinosaur rant.
It was more of a rant than anything.
Yeah, it was kind of just us riffing.
Some things to think about, though. And, you know, like, if nothing else, go watch some dinosaur shows or movies. Because
there's a lot of them.
Goodness.
Yeah.
There's some good ones.
Yeah, they're good.
All right, y'all.
Thanks for being on this journey with us.
We're going to go make some dinner and probably pop on Dinosaurs the Show.
Yeah. Oh, don't forget we have our retreat in August, the 15th through the 17th.
Yeah, summer staycation. It's going to be action packed. We've talked about it multiple times, but it's going to be action packed with. Are we doing 2 classes a day?
Well, we have one evening when you get there, that will be a class. And then the next day will be a full day. That will be a class in the morning, class in the evening, and then the last day when they leave. So
okay. So for the half days, it'll be 1 class,
Yeah.
but then it'll be a combination of yoga, kind of more fitness-based class, meditations.
both with live DJ.
All live DJ, some sound healing. Elyse has a bunch of different awesome like meditative instruments. It'll just be a complete reset and relaxation. 2 meals a day cooked by us. And there's a dope ass pool at the property, and we're close to the beach. Come through.
Yeah, I'd love to have you.
It's in Largo, Florida.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Good one. All right, y'all. Thanks for being here, and we will see you next week.
See you soon. Peace.